Oh, wow, that changes everything now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Happy Mother's Day.
Good morning, Dawn. Good morning.
My mom's reading the comments. I love it.
I see that. People are coming in. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Rose.
So, want to film our intro?
Sure.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, I'm Jean-Luc.
I'm Nick.
And
we're the WW Gays.
And it's WW Presents.
With our moms.
Mom's Day edition.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
So, we are about to go live eventually, but this is right now is just a video because we're recording it.
Mom just said thank you.
Actually, you'll see them. They'll be in the bottom corner. So.
You guys will be in this video.
Yeah.
Say hi, everybody.
Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. Hi, Robin. Hi, everyone.
Wow, there's a lot of
Wow, there's a lot of Effie. We know that we're recognizing all these people.
So at least I can see, yeah, so I'm hoping, Helen, yeah, I know that name too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice you guys had matching shirts.
We do. We actually, these are the shirts we wore when we renewed our vows on the cruise in February.
Oh, nice.
It's funny because we went to, when we went shopping for the way we shop is that we each grab a cart and we just go on our own and we show up at the this fitting room and we're like, oh, and we both had this shirt in our carts. We're like, well, I guess we'll both get them. We'll at one point we'll need to match. So
It was.
Do you guys share clothes? Like, are you the same size?
yeah,
Pretty much, yeah.
just the pant size. He has longer legs.
We fit in the same pants, but his legs are different than mine, and my legs are just. I'm a giraffe. Like I'm all legs.
Yeah.
I'm like my mom. All legs. It's true though, Mom. We have no torso. We're just legs. There's a picture I saw just recently that we posted from last weekend, and if you look at Nick and I, my legs go all the way to the middle of his torso.
Yeah.
But then his torso is stretched.
I have a
insane.
long torso.
I'm taller than him, but if
Look.
we're sitting beside each other, he looks taller than me sitting.
So when I sit,
Well, it sounds like you guys know how to dress for your body type.
We
Yes,
do.
we
We
do.
try to at least.
yeah. Seba.
Seba, you're blocking.
Go lay down.
Comments activity. Guys, if you are worried about your camera being on or your camera not being on, you don't have to be worried. So for these webinars, we are not able to see your faces. The other participants are not able to see your faces. You are able to comment. You are able to ask questions. But yeah, don't worry if your makeup's not done or you're still in your pajamas or you're laying in bed. Whatever, it's all good. So we're gonna get started in just about 1 more minute. We're just waiting for everyone to get on here, and then we'll get started.
Woohoo! And then of course we have cameo of Seba right now.
Come on, Seba.
Seba loves making cameos. He's like, it's my day, not Mother's Day. Come here. Come here. Thanks,
Guys, so
Sue.
it is 10 o'clock on the West Coast, 1 o'clock in Ontario, right?
Yep.
So that means it's time to get started. So I'm gonna welcome everyone. Welcome to WW Presents. So my name is Emily, and I'm going to be your host for this morning. And this is going to be a Mother's Day special. So thank you for joining, and happy Mother's Day. This is a little bit of a strange Mother's Day. I know a lot of you are missing your kids. I know a lot of you are missing your moms, and I know a lot of you moms are just dying for some time alone. If you're anything like me, if you're a mom like me, this time behind a locked door is precious, so enjoy it. But before we get into the discussion, I am going to review a little bit about what we're going to do this morning. So we have Jean-Luc, we have Nick, we have their moms, and we're going to have a little Q&A. So I have some questions I'm going to ask them all. And while we're going, if you think of any questions that you have for their moms, make sure you do a little question box, so we can get to that at the end if we have time. But yeah, other than that, we're just going to have fun. We're going to have a good morning. We're going to learn a little bit more about Jean-Luc and Nick. And they have been incredible supporters. They've been incredible advocates for WW. So chances are you already know these two guys. We had them on WW Presents a couple more weeks ago. But if you haven't heard of them and you're not familiar with who they are, I'm just going to give a little brief intro about who they are. So Jean-Luc and Nick live in Toronto, and they have been married for eight years, as
Yep.
They've been married for 8 years. And so late in 2017, they had a wake-up call when they were diagnosed with health issues. And so they feared their weight and their unhealthy habits would jeopardize their ability to live a long and happy life together. And so they committed to making a change for each other, wanting to be there for each other. Forever is their why. So wanting to be together forever is their why. That's wonderful. So far, they have lost over 100 pounds each. So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome to Lisette. And welcome to Huguette. I'm so happy to have you guys here this morning. So let's start off by getting to know your moms a little bit better. So Jean-Luc and Nick, can you introduce us to your moms and tell us a bit about them?
Yes, so I'll go first.
Sure.
So my mom's Lisette. Say hi, Mom. So my mom lives in Sudbury. She was born in Montreal, as was I. So we're both French Canadian. We moved to Ontario when I was 10. So I don't remember how old you were, Mom.
1992.
Yeah, so I don't know how old she was then, but she moved with me to Ontario at that time, and she works in accounting. She works for the college in Sudbury, the French college, and she's unfortunately right now she's alone. She's isolating alone, so she's alone on Mother's Day. But I call her every day to make sure that I keep tabs on her to make sure she's okay. But yeah, that's my mom.
Yay. And that's my mom right there, the other lady on the screen. Wave, Mom. Her name's Huguette.
Hello.
It's a French name, Huguette. It sounds like you get. And Mom was born and raised in Northern Ontario, up in Sudbury, but has been living in Windsor, Ontario for the past 53 years, I want to say now, Mom.
Yeah.
So Windsor is basically home where I was born and raised. Mom is also, unfortunately, at home alone, self-isolating. As people already know, my dad is in a nursing home. So, this is a very interesting, unique Mother's Day this year. It's a complete different Mother's Day for all of us, all around. So, doing the same thing with my mom, calling Mom about 3 times a day just to make sure she's doing okay. And, instead of having long conversations, having short conversations with her, just calling her whenever I think of something to say to her.
Isn't that amazing, though, how this isolation has kind of helped us in that way? We've almost become closer.
Well,
with our friends and family.
It's funny that you say that, Emily, because it feels like we've had this technology at the tip of our fingertips for years now, since at least 2005, let's say. That video technology, video calls were available, but we were never forced to use them, so we never felt we needed to. But now we strive, we die without them. What would we do without them?
Yeah.
Right. And I think of all you people who are watching right now, how many of you thought that you'd be, as on Zoom as much as you are now 6 months ago?
Yeah.
Congratulations to you all, and I think that's great, Huguette and Lisette, that you're able to connect with your sons and be with us here on Mother's Day. So this is exciting for all of us.
Hey, my mom did pretty good. I'm not going to reveal her age because she'll kill me. She's 80. But, but look at her. She's in a Zoom chat room. So that whole you can do anything at any age is living proof right there.
Absolutely. That growth mindset that we always talk about. It's so on display here right now. You can say my age.
My mom is 60.
One.
You're one. There we go. All right. Now I want to talk to moms. Lisette, Huguette. We want to do a throwback to when the WW gays were kids. How would you describe Jean-Luc and Nick as children? Their personalities, their interests. Tell us something about them.
Jean-Luc was quiet, and he was a little actor. He liked to dance all the time, and he liked to sing all the time, and he hasn't changed. He's still the same. He was fussy about food, I can tell you that much. He didn't like everything. I mean, he was picky, and he didn't like to wear whatever I used to give him. He would like to choose his own. And he was fairly good in school, but didn't like to go to school that much either. He didn't like homework. And,
No, who does?
Yeah, it's.
well, I mean, some do, some don't. And he was, how would I say it? He wasn't hard to get along with. He was not always a good listener, I'll tell you that much.
I'm much better now.
Oh, yes. I had my up and down with him sometimes, and he would remember a few things too that I won't say.
I love
But
it.
he was we were always very close, I can say that much. And he was,
and I can see that now. You know, as we're getting you connected, I can see the relationship and the bond that you guys have. It's really.
I used to call him my teddy bear.
Oh.
I used to call him my teddy bear, and I still do.
Well, thanks for painting that picture. You know, the young Jean-Luc.
Big fan.
Thank you for painting that picture. I feel like I know what he was like. It's good. How about you, Lisette? Tell us about Nick when he was a kid.
Nick was really sweet and easy to raise. I never had a problem with him. Like, he was quite listening and stuff like that. He was, one fun fact about Nick, like, you know when you have young kids, you always give them, like, I'm talking like really young, give them like a cupboard with stuff that they can play with. So Nick had a cupboard with Tupperwares to play with. And he also had a drawer. He loved to play with my underwear. And I have a picture of that drawer.
A little higher, Mom. There you go.
There you go.
Okay? And he used to do this too.
Yeah.
He put the underwear on his head.
That hasn't changed. He still does that at home
told you
sometimes too.
that.
Just letting you know. They're boxers now, though.
So we had one drawer that you could play with that because I don't like messy stuff. So that's why Nick is so neat and everything, because you learn, like from me, like we don't mind having a little part that's like all upside down, but the rest need to be clean. Like, so he had that fun with that. He was really helpful. Like, he really tried to help all the time, and that's why he broke some dishes, like when he was helping me unloading the dishwasher. And the main thing that he loved to do, it was folding laundry.
I still do.
And he had to do it perfectly because I'm sorry, but I'm that type of
Fussy.
person that needs stuff to be done properly. So Nick's learned really young to fold the laundry really good.
I had
And
to teach him too.
he used to play clotheslines.
Mm.
Put clothes on the line, and he was like having fun with that all the time. That was when he was really young. And when his little sister came along, he was really happy to be a big brother. He was, oh my God, his sister was like a bundle of joy for him. And then when he went older, like he played with Hot Wheels and stuff like that. He played with all kinds of stuff. But he was always like a really tranquil, like really easy guy and stuff like that. And the thing that happened is I was his number one till GL came along. That's okay. GL is my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for sharing, Lisette. Okay, I want to get a little bit deeper here now. Jean-Luc and Nick, tell us about when or maybe what age your battle with weight and food started. And tell us about your self-confidence at the same time. So when did that start to become, you became aware of that?
For me, it was when I was about 8 or 9. I started gaining weight. I was very small as a child, so I posted pictures last Monday on our Facebook and our Instagram of us at a younger age. So we were both thin, and then at around 8 or 9, I started gaining weight. Especially when we moved to Ontario, it's when I really started noticing, because I got teased a lot for it once I moved here for my weight, and then it kind of continued. I was teased and bullied throughout all my high school, primary school. It never really stopped. So it did have a number on my confidence. I've talked about that a lot, where it kind of did destroy me a lot as a child. And it took me years as an adult to kind of get over it. I'm slowly still, I'm better now. I can talk in public now, and I can, converse. So it's definitely improved.
Yeah, and I would say I started when I was pretty young too. Like when I was young, I was tiny just like Nick, but I would say around 10 or 11 is when I started realizing that I liked sweets a lot. I loved candy. Candy was like a downfall for me. I would want candy all the time, and I would eat a lot of candy. Ice cream was another downfall for me. Mom could attest to that. A tub of ice cream would never last in our house because I would eat it all the time. I was also bullied a lot. I was also bullied for being feminine. I was a young boy, and I was very feminine, and it wasn't that I knew any different, but that's who I was. So I was teased for being a girl, and I was teased for being bigger, and I was teased for all sorts of things. But it was kind of a weird situation because I was still very outgoing, and I was still liked to be in front of people, and I liked to sing. So I had this mixed emotions of, how do I handle this? That I love being around people and people like being around me, but then at the same time I'm getting teased and I don't want to be teased. And it was tough to balance that. It was really hard to figure out who I was at that time.
Yeah, okay, so this is not a question that I had written down, but myself as a mother, I'm hearing this and I'm putting you guys, I'm putting myself in your mom's shoes. So Lisette and Huguette, when they're describing being bullied for being overweight or for being feminine, how did you cope with that as a mother?
Nick never shared that.
I never told. They never knew.
I never knew that at all.
I don't know if my mom
And the
did.
thing is, like, what happened with Nick when he was young, he was so slim and so small, like, he used to eat a lot. Like, second plate was not a problem with him, but because he was so small, so he took that habit of eating a lot. And then, like, when the metabolism went down at 8 years old, that's when he started to gain weight, but the pattern was already there. Eating a lot. So that's why. But he never shared. Like, I was shocked when he said, like, it was like
I don't like putting my problems on other people. I've always been like that. So I just kind of went through it. And I know everybody says to kids, tell teachers, tell parents. But you know what? As a kid who went through it, it's very hard to tell people that what's going on. Because there's always, there are repercussions. And that's the thing. Like, people say, like, don't people help you? But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. And so I learned early on to kind of close that off and just kind of take it on my own and try to get through stuff. And I don't want to put more, my parents were going through enough stuff. My sister was going through, I didn't want to bring that extra thing, so I just kind of.
And I think it's different for my situation because when I was growing up too, I didn't want to talk about being feminine to my parents a lot. Although they were very open and accepting to the fact that, you know, if I wanted to play with dolls, my parents never stopped me from doing that. And I give them kudos for that because, you know, I never felt like that was an embarrassment to them. I remember, and I don't know if my mom remembers this, but my dad buying me a Barbie at Canadian Tire because I wanted it. And he bought it for me, and it was never something that he never like bat an eye glance at, you know. It was never an issue. It never seemed to be an issue.
It was weird to be in a home that didn't care, but then go to other places and people seemed to care about who we were as people. And we've talked openly about how it affected, like, I've thought for years people didn't like me. And I always assume when I walk into a room that people don't like me because of what I went through as a child.
They don't.
So.
Well, it's beautiful. You know what? It's beautiful to hear that you had that support at home.
Yeah.
That at home you were fully accepted for who you are.
Yeah.
Big, small, whatever.
Yeah.
You were loved.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I think a lot of people, and I'm seeing in the comments now, a lot of people can relate with that feeling of I'm not accepted. You know, at school, I've been bullied. I've been there.
and it wasn't even just
that's even a challenge that you overcame, though, right? Like that almost seems like something that, like you said yourself, Nick, that it took you a long time to get over that, and that kind of molded you into the person that you are now. You had to be strong.
Yeah.
I think it took a lot of years for both of us. I don't honestly think, and at least for me personally, and I think Nick could relate to this, it wasn't until I decided to be who I wanted to be and not worry about what other people thought of me. Because that's their opinion. I can't change somebody's opinion on me. And until I was able to finally say I am who I am, and that was when I first came out at the age of 25, when I finally said, this is me, and people are gonna have to learn to accept who I am. I cannot change this. This is not something that I'm choosing. It's not a decision that I'm making. And that really allowed me to be free in here. I still wasn't able to control the outside yet, because that was a whole other realm. The weight was a whole other issue as well.
Now, that sounds like that's something that you worked on, like you said. This is something that I kind of had to come to the conclusion that take me or leave me. This is who I am.
Yeah.
Can you describe how some of these challenges you maybe faced as a child or as a young adult that your moms helped support you through?
I think the fact that our parents, like, I think Jean-Luc and I are both lucky that we've always had both sets of parents who really support us no matter what. My mom always told me, like, push me to be perfect. She always said, like, I would get come back home with a 98% on a test, and she'd be like, "You didn't get 100?" As a joke. It was a running joke in the family. I knew she was proud of me, but she was like, "You didn't get 100? Oh, come on, do a little harder next time," as a joke. But like, they always supported us no matter what we wanted to do. Like, if I wanted to it was in dance at one point, my mom let me go do dance, even though some parents would not.
My parents, I auditioned for Canadian Idol the very first year Canadian Idol came out. And I went to Ottawa and I auditioned. I made it to the celebrity judges. And I didn't make it past the celebrity judges. But when I got home, my parents were both so sad, and they thought, you know what, you are a great singer, you have so much talent, we want you to audition again. And I just thought of this story. They drove to Toronto with me. We camped outside overnight in the rain with both of them, and waiting for me to get in line. They stood there, and then when the line came that next morning, I was not able to bring them in line with me because I was over the age of 18. And they stood there outside through the gates and kept asking me, "Are you hungry? Do you want food?" I remember them sliding food through the gates to me to make sure I could eat. And I finally looked at my parents at one point. We'd been out there for almost 14 hours, and I looked at my parents. I said, "I don't want this. This is not the type of life. I don't want to be on Canadian Idol. I want to go home." I felt like I had tortured them enough for these 14 hours, but the fact that they were willing and able to do that for me, I still remember that to this day.
And I think that's a really good lesson for maybe some of us young moms out there to see the difference that you can then make in your child's life by supporting them, by buying them the Barbie if they're a boy, by driving them to do their passion. Like, now you're grown men and you still have these memories of the sacrifices that your parents and your mothers made for you.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest too, I know when coming out of the closet, it was not easy on the family, but I'll never forget the words my mom said to me the day I came out to her was, "I love you no matter what, and you're going to be my son forever." And that made a huge difference.
Yeah, because that's what you want to hear. It's like a lot of people ask sometimes, why do you call yourselves W gays? Why is that important? It's like, because as a kid, if I would have been down somewhere and someone had said, "Oh, look, the WB gays are talking," I would be like, I'm normal. There's someone out there that's like me, and that's a big thing why we share, because a lot of people out there still don't think that us being together is a normal thing. And so the more we talk about it, or it's right, and the more we talk about it, the more it becomes more normal, and people start to accept it a bit more.
And even my mom has come a long way from that moment of me coming out to her to now loving Nick as if it was her own son. And I know Lisette is the same. She's like my mom. When I have them both on screen, I don't know who I'm talking to because I call them both mom. And Nick does the same thing.
Well, you're gonna put mom one, mom two. But which one is mom and which one is two?
That's the problem. I don't know.
Well, beautiful. Take that mom hell, and mom hate.
Yeah.
The way of doing it.
There we go. There's our tip for our next Zoom meeting. All right. Well, I'm gonna. This has been really powerful, actually, hearing all these stories. But I'm gonna kind of focus back on food. If that's okay with you guys. Now, we aren't having many family gatherings right now, but when we do, it is definitely a central theme. Food at any kind of gathering. So talk to us about your strategies to maintain healthy habits when you're at these big family gatherings.
So we'll give like a caveat.
It's changed.
So we'll say this. Both our moms are very supportive when we show up. My mom always has 0 point foods ready for us if we want to eat. Same with Jean-Luc's mom. She buys fruit, she buys chicken, she buys turkey.
At first it was a little bit more difficult though, because she's like, "Well, I don't know what to cook for you guys and I don't know what to make." My mom had a harder time because she loves to cook.
Yeah.
But now she knows everything we eat.
But we don't go see our moms that often. They're 4 hours away. So when we go, if his mom makes lasagna, I'm having his mom's lasagna. If my mom decides to make sugar pie, I am having her sugar pie. I mean, there's only certain moments in time I'm gonna have these items. I'm not having them every day. So I indulge in those moments because I want to celebrate those moments. I'm not gonna always have them.
And mom can attest to Rice Krispie squares. Whenever we go to my mom, she makes Rice Krispie squares, and we eat them.
Yeah, we eat them all.
So these foods remind you of your moms, remind you of the
yeah. So we balance. So we do the same thing as at home here. We balance. Like if we show up and it's daytime, we'll have chicken and vegetable for lunch. Nighttime we'll have lasagna. So we'll still always in the back of our mind keep our lessons learned from WW. We'll always know like what the 0 point foods are, what the healthier options are, but we'll still indulge because we know we have to have these indulgent moments. We can't deprive ourselves for our entire life.
Although at the beginning of the journey in 2018, we were much more strict with ourselves because we knew we still had a long way to go.
Yeah.
So before we even allowed ourselves these leeways of eating some of the regular foods that our moms would make, we would tell them, okay guys, we can't have this right now. This is something that we really need to cut back on.
And they were both supportive.
Completely supportive.
Like Jean-Luc's mom made,
My mom has quinoa in her house for us because she never makes it for herself, but she knows we like it, so she has quinoa in the house for us.
So speaking of foods your mom makes, what is your favorite meal that your respective moms make for you?
So you want to go first?
Yeah.
So I'll say for both. Okay. So for Jean-Luc's mom, she makes the best lasagna, and my mom's lasagna is amazing. I love my mom's lasagna too, but because his mom is always, I love crunchy lasagna. She always makes it nice and crunchy on top, and I don't know how she does it, but she always makes it like it's perfect.
Because I leave it in the oven too long.
But I love it that way. And then for my mom makes a mac and cheese. My mom makes a We've shown up before and she's like, oh, the lasagna's still in the oven. I put it in a few hours ago. It's perfect. And so for my mom makes a mac and cheese, but it's not made with just cheese. It's actually a tomato sauce with cheese melted in it, like cheddar cheese. It's not point friendly, but it's amazing. So that's my favorite thing. And dessert, it's sugar pie. My mom's sugar pie, I can't,
Yeah, I would say when it comes to Lisette's cooking, I love her sugar pie. That's one of my favorite things. Another thing that I love
I've never heard of sugar pie.
It's like basically fudge in a pie crust.
It's fudge in a pie crust.
It's delicious.
It's la tarte au sucre.
Yeah, it's so good.
À crème.
It is. Yeah.
Tarte au sucre à crème,
Yeah.
which is very different.
Yeah, it's not point friendly. One slice is probably 60 points.
And I like her macaroni au fromage too. That's one of my favorites that she makes. My mom is another French Canadian thing, which in French they're called des glissants, which in English you would say slider, but it's not a hamburger. It's actually
dumplings.
A homemade dumpling that she cooks in a beef broth, and then it's amazing. And then all you need is salt and pepper on it, and that's it. It's one of my favorites.
I remember the first time Nick came home, Jean-Luc said, "You're going to like it, Nick," and he kept saying, "I don't know if I'm going to like that," and he did.
Yeah, I loved it. I love it too. It's one of my favorite things too. His mom makes it usually at Christmas time for us, so.
Pudding chômage.
Pudding
Yes,
chômage,
yes.
that's my favorite dessert, which is poor man's pudding. I found a WW way of making it too, though.
Oh, guys, you are making me hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet. Okay.
Us either.
It's been a busy day.
Okay, Mom, your sons have lost over 100 pounds each. Can you talk to us about how, other than the obvious, the weight is gone, how have they changed?
Nick is more outgoing. Like he's less introvert, so he's more outgoing and stuff like that. And like it changes. It doesn't change him because he's still the same person. And that's the thing. He's still the same person, the genuine person, the sweet person, and caring about others and stuff like that. But the main difference is really being outgoing and not just like stay behind people.
He's in front now.
With Jean-Luc, he was always the type to be with people. He liked people, and when he lost weight, I used to say, "Oh, Jean-Luc, you don't look as good as you used to." And he said to me, "Mom, when I was big, you kept saying I don't look good, and now that I'm skinny, I still don't look good." And I said, "This is not what I meant, Jean-Luc, because to me, he had lost so much weight that he didn't look the same. You know what I mean? His face was locked. He sort of looked sick. You know what I mean? When you see a person with a round face and all of a sudden, but now I cannot say that because he does look very good and I'm very happy and I think he's very happy too."
The other thing I think is when they do the lose the weight, like your skin is not at the right spot, it seems. Like that's why you look sick and stuff like that. After a while, when you keep that weight off, your body readjusts and you get like the skin's going inside and it's getting tighter and you look better.
Oh, yeah.
But
With
Nick,
exercise, do
Yeah.
For me, Nick, even the first time, even when you change that much with the weight, it's funny because for me, Nick, I see like Nick inside. I don't see the outside of him. So for me, he's always the same person, but he look different, but I love the person inside him. And that's what's important for me, the person inside. Same thing for Jean-Luc. Is their personality, is their inside. Outside is an envelope. Yes, it's way better now because they are healthier, and I'm happy with that. And it's just like that way.
That's great.
It didn't change them inside. It's like Lisette said, they are still the same, both the same, but it's a different cover. Good way of looking at it.
We use double story.
I'm looking, Jean-Luc and Nick, I'm looking at your faces while your moms are talking about the beautiful, like your beautiful insides, and you're both just like beaming. This must mean like so much to you hearing them say this.
We love our moms. Like, we both love all of, like, we both are mama's boys.
We are very big mama's boys.
Mama's boys, and we
Huge
both know
mama's
it.
boys.
And, like, we love them both, and they mean the world to us. That's why we spend so much time with both of them. We try to, as much as we can.
And
like, it kills us that we
this
can't
right now is
travel
killing us more than
yeah,
anything, is the fact that we can't see them.
and
and
hug
that's-
them, and...
You're gonna have a bigger
Yes! Yes!
You'll gain all the weight you didn't have all that time.
That's right.
We'll make sure we work out more.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, guys. Well,
We missed you too. I missed you too, guys. I missed you very
A lot.
all right. Well, we have a couple of minutes left, so I do want to take a look at the questions from the audience. So I see the first one here is: have the moms? Crystal asks, have the moms followed a healthier lifestyle since their son's WWE success?
It's so funny because every time that Nick does like a weight loss program and stuff like that, I'm not Weight Watcher, stuff like that. I do my own way of being healthy and stuff like that. But it's funny because every time that he succeeds losing weight, I'm in the same pattern, the same way. So he's telling me tips and stuff like that, and I just, it's my liking. And we're always in sync. It's incredible. Like every time he struggles, I struggle. Every time he's succeeding, I'm succeeding. It's so weird. So you better keep going. Keep going.
Well, I'll say this. My mom was struggling for a while, last little while. So the other week, I kept telling her the exact same thing I tell WW members. Take one thing and change it. If that thing becomes easy, change something else and make that become a habit. And that's what she's been doing. And now she's working out again. She's eating well again. So I do the same thing I do with everyone, with my own family and our friends too. We do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very lucky. I've never put on weight, and I've never had to diet, or I've never had to stop eating something because I was going to put on weight.
But the only thing I can say is I taught her how to cook vegetables now, though.
Yes.
Just the broccoli.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only thing that told me how to cook, which I enjoy, but I like it better.
Much better now.
So we do have some influence.
Hey, Ali, did you see any other questions in there that kind of caught your eye?
I think they were just, questions like, what are you most proud of? What do you cook for them when they come to you?
There we go. Let's find out. When they come to you, what is your go-to?
Pizza.
If you're driving up to school, what meal are you making for them?
Pizza.
We did pizza.
Tuna dough pizzas are usually our main one. That's
If it's Spain.
yes.
If it's Spain, it's Christmas time.
Yeah, which is like basically it's a French Canadian. It's like a bun. It's a meat stuffed bun.
That's funny that you say that, because that's something we've influenced Nick's mom about. She used to make these little breads, and it was ground pork and ground veal.
No, it's veal and beef.
Veal and beef. So we've now convinced her to use ground chicken and turkey in them and make the same recipe instead. And then she found different buns to make. Instead of making them as big as they used to be, we make mini ones now. So just those little things.
And that's why we always tell everyone, look at your own recipes from home and try to change them. Adapt them to make them healthier. And that's why you can still have what you love.
And you don't feel like you're losing anything.
You know what? That actually plays really well. We just had a question pop up of what advice would you give to moms who have young kids and trying to balance that, like fun meals and make them WW friendly. And I think for me, that's a great way to do that because I have young kids. and make those swaps. You know what? You're making burgers, make a chicken burger. You know, you're making spaghetti, put in some zoodles with them. So you don't have to stop eating the foods you love, but sometimes just those small switches are enough to lower the points and make them fit into your daily smart life, right?
Another thing, like, because Nick was really, really fussy.
Worse than now.
I was putting everything in the chopper is so small that you can't see it. So I was putting everything in there, but he couldn't touch it with his, like the problem was the texture for him.
Yeah.
So he was not able to taste them or to feel
My
them.
mom hid a lot of stuff for me. She pulverized many vegetables and hid them in many ways so I would still have them.
That's the loving, caring mom. I'm just really thankful for it today.
I was never picky. I'd put everything. I'd eat anything, except for liver.
Oh, that's good. So you guys were kind of opposites then.
Yeah. We still are. I still am very fussy to this day. I don't eat chocolate. I do not like chocolate. I do not like any condiments whatsoever. Ketchup, mustard, relish, anything with vinegar. I do not like any salad dressing. So I'm very fussy still to this day.
It was not easy to give him a lunch. Yeah, it was not easy to give him a lunch.
Yeah.
Only sandwich he was eating was cheese sandwiches.
That's it.
Girl, I can identify with that. My kids are so fussy. I make chicken nuggets about 25 times a week. So
Hot dogs.
I get curious hope one day. All right, guys. Well, we are out of time. Actually, we are over time now. But I just wanted to say to you, Huguette and Lisette, I have had numerous comments come in to say, please thank the moms and tell them how much we love their sons. So you have raised amazing men who are really influencing the lives of so many WW members. And so we are so thankful for them. We're thankful that the role that you played in their life. We thank you for being here this morning. And I love just getting this little insight into who they were as children. And, you know, it makes sense now. You know, hearing your stories, it kind of, okay, I get it.
Well, we want to thank WW for allowing us to bring our moms onto this platform, because this is something that normally you don't do at a workshop. You don't get this opportunity to introduce your family members to our new WW family.
Yeah.
So it's been great to be able to celebrate Mother's Day with them this way.
And this is a great example how WW is more than food.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Definitely.
more than food. It's about these things that have happened to us in our lives that have shaped us into the people we are now.
Yep.
And a lot of the times we deal with those feelings with food, but it's overcoming these things and becoming new people. So I think you guys sharing about your bullying when you were kids, a lot of people can identify with that. A lot of people go, yeah, I've been there. I understand that.
They keep asking me what I'm drinking. It's water with Mio. That's all it is. Everyone's like, what are you drinking? What are you drinking? Water with Mio.
Corn.
But look how cute this is. I don't know if you see it, but it says #WWGays on it. One of our fans, a friend of ours, Lindy,
Yeah.
made them for us.
Yeah. So.
That's very sweet. Awesome. Well, happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Happy Mother's Day.
Before everyone goes, though, I do want to just mention there's not going to be a WW Presents next Sunday, but we do have something special up our sleeves, which we will be announcing early next week. So please stay tuned to the WW Presents Connect group. And if you're looking for something extra to do next week, WW is now offering virtual app academies. So if you're looking to get a little bit more out of your app, look at the schedule. It's on the it will be on the WW Presents Connect group, and the link to join will be in there. And then you can join an app academy and maybe learn something new about your app. So yeah, make sure you take the survey in the Connect group as well, because we would love to hear your opinion on these WW Presents. We want to make them better for you. We want to keep them coming if it's something you enjoy. And yeah, just have a happy Mother's Day. Have a great week wherever you are in the country. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Thank you, Jean-Luc and Nick. Thank you, Lisette. Thank you, Ali. We'll see you guys later.
Love you, Mom. Love you, moms. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
See you guys.
Bye. Okay, you want to call your mom?
Yes.